What is going on, everybody? This is Slick from Breaking the Clutch, and today I am back with another Halo Wars 2 video for you guys. This is a 2v2 match Presto and I played. We are running Shipmaster Cutter, and man, did I have a good time with this game. Now, of course, this was a pre-secret surprise update that just came out, so as you can see, I only have 2 grunt squads as a load up. My engineers have 20% more health than after the patch and all that, so the current version of the game you guys are playing is not the exact same as this. However, the concepts can still be very similar to what you can do today. A lot of things are from pre-patch weren't different basically at all. So I don't run engineers in this. Locust range is decreased, or line of sight, sorry, is decreased. So that is different. However, oh, and the price as well. However, you can still use the exact same build concept, exact same build order as well, and then just go for it. So in this particular build, you're going to see that I have a little gap between my first harvester and my second harvester. That is absolutely okay. That is because I want to get my scout out as quickly as possible to start grabbing the power. Power is very essential to this build. Ghosts were the new meta for about a week and a half after the colony thing for scouts, after the colony DLC drop, I should say. And now that choppers are much faster, that is just going to be awesome. And jackrabbits as well are much more viable. We're going to see a lot more scouts in play. So as you can see here, my first reaction to this is I see, okay, so yellow colony is going for grunts and skitterer combo. I've seen this a lot, still haven't seen too much success from it. It's not very intimidating. It still is great. It's a great idea and it's a great option, but generally speaking, you need to follow it up with something else. So I see yellow has that, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. I'm not too scared about this. Presto, keep doing what you're doing. So what I do is I go right into Ghost Scouts and start running shield as quickly as possible. This is definitely not 100% necessary, depending on the case. I always tell Presto if I'm going shield or not, depending on what we're facing. If there's more scouts on the enemy side, or if there are infantry units, I generally get shield just because I have an excess amount of power. Say right off, I'd say around like maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I usually have enough where I can just get that, or I can save it up, throw down a second extractor on a mini base, and then start going for tech up into locusts. But in particular here, this build, I'm going to be going Ghost Shield just because you'll see I see a large amount of infantry out of yellow. Now, Presto runs an infantry build that I taught him for Cutter. It is a very, very aggressive early game build. You essentially can have full pop in infantry units in the first 5 minutes and 50 seconds usually, if you're doing pretty well. Of course, Presto here is going to start freaking out immediately because he's going to see a lot of suicide grunts. See, Presto right here, not doing great control of his units exactly. He's still trying to push up and get aggressive just because he had, as you can see there, yellow did go suicide grunts, which is a great play. If you see a cutter on the enemy team, you can almost always assume that they're going to be going infantry units. So suicide grunts are a great counter immediately to that. Now, as you can see, we're not getting aggressive against this army. We know where yellow is. We know what he has in his army composition. So the only thing we want to do right now is just constantly fly around the map. Now, as you can see, there's great mind set up there from the yellow player. Was able to rinse one of my ghosts. I'm pulling back. Preston's getting his flamethrowers in the mix. And we see that red also has 3 grunts as well. So it's not the end of the world here, but we're not looking really good. What I need to do is just keep my ghosts alive here because I just got Ghost Shield as well. And I told Presto, hey, let's back up. Let's let them have that section of the map, and then let's attack them when we have a little bit more units. Our build orders, in order to work together, we need to make sure we have both of our sets of units together at the same time. Especially against those skitterers, which will absolutely melt those infantry units at a long range. If I can just come in flying and just ram everything for Presto while he starts flaming everything, all of the yellow players' units will just sit there being stunned, and Presto's flamethrowers can just absolutely melt them. As you're going to see here, he's going to start calling in the Decimus little distortion bomb thing, which is actually really helpful early game. Look at that. He rinses 2 of my ghosts, gets 2 of them one shot, and they're just stunned. I've never seen that ability, ever since the update. It's been used a lot more, but before that, I rarely ever saw it. But I do know that a lot of people have had a lot of success with Decimus lately, so it's great to hear. Presto and I, once again, keeping all of our units together. See, we're just constantly we're making sure that we just keep all of our units daisy chaining into the center, so that way we can conglomerate and then attack at the same time. Now, this is going to put us at a great advantage if we just keep killing all these units, especially if we take out the yellow's expansion there, because look at all the suicide grunts, man. What I try to do is I try to go in my shield and just make sure to stun those suicide grunts so Presto can shoot them. With grenades, suicide grunts do get around half shields to one shot. So if Preston could just micro his units properly, then we're in a great spot, especially if I can stun everything for him. So Our number one goal right now is to cut off that power extractor. Since he threw a power extractor in the middle of the map, it puts us in a great position to just stay aggressive. And as you're going to see here, there's going to be a lot of suicide grunts that keeps creeping across the map. I'm just making sure to put myself and all my units in between those suicide grunts and Preston's infantry. This is going to put us in a great spot. Now, once again, here is Red just slowly moving across the map. We keep seeing all these grunts, so we don't really know what to think. We're like, okay, what is Red doing? It doesn't really make a lot of sense. He's just kind of just making a bunch of units and walking them. Preston did kill the extractor, which is great, and right now I need to get aggressive just like I'm doing here on Yellow's base. Now, right now you're going to see I have around 900 power. I'm going to throw down a second extractor and get ready to opt right into Locust play. Here I am still cutting off those suicide grunts as they come out, getting a scout so I can see what's going on. Now, I believe that I just heard a Locust. If not, then a Locust should be coming out fairly certain here for Red. And that's going to put them in a really, really early, great position. As you can see, Suicide Grunt's still coming out for Yellow. I don't really think he knows 100% what to do. I think his number one goal right now is to defend and wait for Red to get some units and come out. Now, as you're going to see here, I'm just still getting aggressive. I'm putting myself right in between all these units with shield. It puts me in a great position to just take care of a lot of these units for Presto. Now, once again, we're going to be attacking turrets as soon as they come up. And Preston, of course, the engineer drop is great, but if we focus turrets together, then we can absolutely destroy them. I started taking that one shot on, and Preston's going to focus on the one the engineers aren't focusing. And together we can just absolutely drop turrets with all the flamethrowers. Now, of course, it's 6 minutes into the game, and there is oh my god, a nice little Hunter's Brand there, getting a lot of my units one shot. I am immediately going to try to surround these locusts and get them as one shot as possible. Of course, what he does there as well, he gets the siphon there for that locust, which is extremely beneficial for him, and then he's just going to start pushing up and trying to continue the attack. A lot of my ghosts are one shot here, but as long as I can ram this locust and get it super weak, which I had the weirdest glitch. Look at that. I literally rammed nothing. All of my ghosts got one shot. The locust didn't even get hurt. I have no idea what happened there, but I did manage to kill that one locust. Look at all the suicide grunts. The Decimus drop there is just absolutely ruining Preston's army. Preston is down to like 5 units. He doesn't know what to do. He's definitely freaking out, I guarantee it. Not because he's a bad player, just because he likes to get stressed out, and he gets stressed out pretty damn easily. But I'm going to get Glassing Beam as my third upgrade. Preston's going to slowly walk back across the map and try to nade the locust. Like I told him in this game as well, I wish I would have done some live comm because I could have most certainly been like, hey, yo, this is me. Like, just absolute, both of us just absolutely losing our shit for failing an attack. Once again, takes out the locust there. I need his locust, Red's locust, to be slowed down exponentially because I have just started my locust bump right now. We're looking really bad. I tell Presto, yo, forget entirely what you're doing right now and start trying to get into Cyclops since you already have barracks up. Try to upgrade as quickly as you can, and then just opt right into a little bit of extra pump. Now, what I'm going to do here is I know for a fact that that Yellow's been in a tough spot all game, and that Red is already beginning his move across the map with his Locust. So what I need to do is just keep my Locust on my side of the map, near my base, because that is a classic move for basically any banished player that isn't 100% aware of what's going on. They will just mass Locusts and then walk them up to a base and try to melt it. So what I need to do is defend as much as possible, because if I have Locusts as well, then I can counter that right at my base without ever moving. So it's just something perfect, and at the same time all my units will keep coming out. Worst case scenario is that he focus a couple of my my two foundries, and if he focuses my foundries and takes those out, then he'll be in a very good spot. But that means that I have a little bit of an opportunity to focus his Locusts at the same time. Man, that is hard to say, definitely a tongue twister, but at the same time, that's just the reality of it. So here I am upgrading, or trying to upgrade my power extractor for the first time. I didn't upgrade it right away because I needed the power that I had sitting around for my upgrades on my locusts, or just to produce locusts in general. Now, as you can see right here too, we still haven't been attacked by Red, haven't seen him push across yet, so I do start to move out. But notice I don't go too far across the map for the same concept I was stating earlier, so that I can immediately defend my base if need be. So I'm going to pull back here and just kind of focus these sentinels down so Presto can have a shot at taking those power nodes. And my pump is still going pretty well. I have way too much power. It's a perfect opportunity to expand, but I'm just going to save my power for now in order to do my upgrades. So as you can see here, I'm thinking about using teleport on his Locust. I'm definitely still just an absolute noob, and I don't know how to use it. So, but this engagement right here is very crucial. As you can see, we get everything one shot. All of these Locusts will die. It's just very unfortunate for him because Presto and I just kind of stacked everything together. Now, another thing to note as well, is that Hunter's Brand? What is that? Oh, it's a damn Decimus fucking, I don't even know what that is, man, but it is so annoying. Look at that. It's going to kill one of my Locusts. I just hate that, man. I don't. It's just such a quick. It's like I'd say it's about as annoying as Hunter's Brand. Just a quick little thing. So we also catch a lot of yellow locusts here in the center of the map. We see that he grabbed the mini base again. Presto is in a wonderful spot in terms of all of his. Even a couple of Cyclops. After melting all the red units there are very crucial. Yellow is trying to get lucky here. After they had red with the center and map control, they thought they could definitely take this base. However, timing is everything, and my locusts just come out here. They will just melt this thing as I walk by. So right now, Presto and I are in the best spot we've been so far in the game, especially after we lost all those units. It all came down to just walking in the middle of the map with one Cyclops, ODSTs, and a couple of Marines, and then just tag teaming all of those locusts in the middle of the map. And there's that damn Hunter's Brand upgraded. Look at all those units that die for Presto. Such a strong ability, and oh my god, is it just annoying. Now, here's another thing that is it's a common fear of mine. So, normally speaking, banished players can just, I start using a lot of my power there on Ghost, but players just opt for, like, so what they do is they just defend their teammate's base if it's double banished. But what I've been seeing a lot lately is like suicidal banished players, where they just absolutely ignore their team's base, and they just push right on to, they like, sorry bro, you're gonna lose that shit, I'm just gonna keep going. And that is like really, really bad for multiple reasons. One, you leave your teammate's base just to melt, and two, like, say you basically leave your base completely undefended. As you can see, I'm just gonna ignore Preston's base there for a second. I have all of my banished leader powers, and I've also been making a lot of ghosts at the same time. I'm only slightly scared because I know once I kill Yellow's base here, I can just teleport back across the map and make a serious mess of this. As you can see here, I'm going to play for displacement here and just go back here to the other side of the map. Can't go that far. As you can tell, I'm definitely a Shipmaster noob, but I'm most certainly not a banished noob by any means. So I reduced about half the size of his army there. If I would have saved it just a little bit longer, I most certainly could have done a bigger army size. But instead, I'm just going to focus a large portion of my army, teleport him or recall him back to my base here, and then just start absolutely shredding things. I had Presto drop a heal on my base at the same time so I wouldn't lose it. Of course, he is focusing my foundries as he walks around, which is great, but I just basically cut his army size in half by just buying myself a little bit of time. So right now, Preston has melted Yellow's base. He's pushing right up for the main of red, runs into the Cyclops that I teleported across the map, or runs into Locust that I teleported across the map for him, and he just will absolutely do a number on him. We find that Red has an Expo as well. He really set me back in terms of production, which is great for him. But it also, once again, my entire army didn't even get touched. I have everything still. I still have 11 Locusts to his, I don't know, he probably has around 15. No, definitely, he probably has less than me at this point. So all I need to do is just keep engaging them for him, just focusing the one-shots, keep getting as many one-shot as possible. And this engagement right here, Preston just chasing all these armies, or all these units, will put us far enough ahead to most likely clutch up the game. Red has 3 bases here. He's basically getting desperate. I have not seen Yellow. I believe Yellow was eliminated. So this is officially a very sloppy yet successful comeback to win the game after they defended our rush. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this concept here. This is my favorite combo in 2s at the moment. Yeah, it's almost like, it's very funny because back in Halo Wars 1, Arbiter Cutter was my favorite combo. And in Halo Wars 2 right now, Shipmaster Cutter is my favorite combo. I think that's a little cheeky. However, you can definitely stay versatile with these builds, do whatever you want to do. You don't have to go Ghost first if you don't want to. You definitely just, that infantry is way too good right now. It's going to be much different now that the patch is out with the scouts, but in particular, I'm very excited about what we're going to see in with combos coming out in 2s the next coming months. I think 2s and 3s are probably, you know what, Halo Wars 2 in general is just an awesome game, man. I was going to say that 2s and 3s are my favorite. I've been playing a lot of 1s lately and having an absolute blast with that. This game is just awesome, man. Best Halo game I've played in years. Very stoked about it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Slick from Breaking the Clutch. Hope you enjoyed this game. We'll see you guys next time.